I can kind of go through a day and forget that I'm vegetarian, especially if I eat meat. But it's kind of difficult for me to go through a day and forget that I'm disabled.
Do you want me to do your ears today, Philip?
No, when have you done my ears before, Amy?
Philip Patston. He's an entrepreneur. He's a comedian. He's a bloke who had an epiphany 10 years ago and decided firstly to change his attitude to his own situation, then to change the way the world saw disability.
Any one of us could be disabled, and yet we keep on using this language of disability or different. We all function in many different ways. Not only do we function in diverse ways, but we experience the world in different ways, in diverse ways.
From his home in Auckland's Westmere, he manages his consultancy business, Diversity Works, supported by caregivers and his mobility dog.
Good boy. This is Dougal, who's my newest colleague. He's a mobility dog. Boy. Gate 3 is
right round to the twist, so...
They're on the road together, speaking at schools, conferences and businesses, delivering their own special mix of comedy and candour. Dougal's become part of the routine.
About me, and I said, oh, okay, Dougal, well, you know, I guess you've noticed that I'm disabled. And he kind of said, yeah, well, yeah, I'm a bit concerned about that. I think disability is the one part of diversity that we find the hardest to cope with. And then I said, well, I also have to tell you I'm gay. And he said, oh, mate, I don't know about that. Don't know, you know, like that's a bit edgy. And then I said, well, Dougal, if that's a problem, I have to tell you I'm vegetarian as well. And he said, right, that's it. I am totally out of this relationship. Change that I would hope that I made was maybe that they got an experience of thinking differently.
The business has gone from strength to strength, and it's made him stronger too. He was born a twin, and during his preschool years, the brothers were close. Suddenly, from school age, their worlds separated. He was sent to a special school and didn't understand why.
One of my defining experiences was studying school at Carlson School in St Andrews Road and turning up on the first day and looking around me and going, what the... you know, what am I doing here? Why am I here and my brother's not? How's it going?
Philip was born 10 minutes after his twin brother Jeremy. Birth complications caused his cerebral palsy.
When I think about it, in a way, he was my external identity. And so I always thought that I was just like him.
Okay, he's your brother.
That's right.
Can he drive the car?
Can he drive the car? Well, look, I'm teaching him, but it's going to take a while.
You look serious.
Do I? Do you think I'm not serious? I think also being one of 3 and then later 4 kids meant that the expectations that my parents had of me were pretty high. I mean, we've talked about this, and they've always said that they refused to treat me differently. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mum and Dad fought to get me out of custom school when I was 8 because the Education Board thought that physiotherapy was more important for me than a decent level of education. And back then, it was actually, the Education Board that would say, no, you cannot take your child out of the school. And so there was quite a battle to move me into a mainstream school.
It was totally the right decision. He got school certificate, university entrance, and launched a career as a social worker.
Could you please welcome to the stage my very good friend, Mr. Philip Patston, ladies and gentlemen.
As a comedian in the 1990s, he poked fun at himself and his disability.
Now, the way to talk to someone in a wheelchair is that you talk a bit loud, just in case they can't hear you.
The humour's matured, and so has Philip. In the past 10 years, he feels he's grown as a person.
We kind of divide society into two boxes. Those with them and those without. People who are disabled, people who aren't disabled. And there's kind of the thing of people who aren't disabled going, oh God, don't want to be over there. And people who are disabled say, do I want to be here or do I want to be there or somewhere else?
Personal change was triggered by his epiphany.
So I was as bitter and twisted as, a lot of people around stuff. And I realised that the bitter and twistedness actually came from me, not from the world outside. And that, if I was going to change my external world, the only way I could start was changing my internal world. And lo and behold, things did change. I got a job. I decided to write to my MP about where I was living, and because I did that, I instantly got a transfer to here.
He's now a strident voice for others, demanding that anyone who lives with a disability should be respected as part of the mix of society. But for the rest of it, he's just a bloke who's learned how to enjoy life and make people laugh, with Dougal providing fodder for the act.
Have they found him? Have the roaming cameras found him yet? Come on, we've got to get a close-up of Dougal. And he pulls my socks off at night. He makes a really good cup of coffee. And we're just working on pouring the wine. Hey, Dougal.